So I'm talking now to Chris Hodgins, who's another one of the IBM folks from IBM Hersley who's been involved with the home camp community. And if I remember rightly, Chris, you came to home camp '08 last year, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
And what was your experience of that? How did you feel that went, and what did you take away from that?
Well, in my mind, like Home Camp Away, it was sort of a bit of an experiment, almost to sort of gauge the interest in the community and find out what was sort of been done already and who was doing it.
Right.
Sort of meeting lots of people and new ideas. There was lots of sort of interesting technology around, like current cost and Arduino and some of the IBM stuff like MQTT and really small microbroker. And I thought that was sort of really, from a sort of geeky technology side, that was sort of really interesting to me. But I think that sort of in the afternoon, things sort of were a bit, the mood sort of changed in the afternoon. And when we saw this sort of demo of sort of a speedometer style chart on a website, sort of showing the national grid at any moment in time, and it's sort of, when the guy sort of who was doing the monitoring told us that it was, all he was doing was tracking the frequency of his main voltage, it sort of became clear that without an awful lot of work, we could easily change the sort of system we have at the moment in quite a powerful way. So if you're boiling a kettle, it would cost less when there's a lot of energy demand, or it would cost more when they're at peak usage times. And I think that sort of really opened our eyes to sort of what we could do, and we could make a huge difference if we get some of the utility companies on board.
Right. So, do you think you're going to be able to come along to the event in, I think, March or April, that we're going to be holding the Home Camp '09?
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely going to be planning to go down there.
What kind of things are you looking forward to, exploring next?
Well, technology, I guess, is sort of the gadgets and things like that are always good fun to play with. But really, I'm looking for some of the utility companies, hopefully, to be there.
Right.
Maybe we can do some sort of talking, and hopefully we can see if we can make some real changes happen. And I think that's where events like Home Camp really have the ability to do, sort of bring the community together with some of the bigger companies and sort of drive through some of the new ideas.
So really get more involvement from the actual industry rather than just, although as you say, in the community aspect is important, and having a community of interested individuals is important, but we need to engage the industry a lot more in this kind of space.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the combination of them, the two, is really important. The utility companies can bring out their new ideas, but without the sort of a drive from a community like Home Camp, you're really going to struggle to push them out to the wider, vaguely sort of cynical audience that they're pushing to.
So what drew you into this space in the first place? Was it purely the local kind of group of friends around Hersley? Because I know that's really what kind of got me into this, apart from the fact that there was a cool gadget involved. Or is there anything? Are there any other kind of drivers behind you being interested in energy efficiency? And does it go beyond energy efficiency? Are you looking at the home automation stuff as well, or just generally interested in what kind of things you play around with?
Yeah, I think I was almost the same as you in some regards. To be honest, to start with, my worrying about energy efficiency only expanded as far as turning off unused lights and some general fretting about sort of the cost of bills and things like that.
Right.
And then I sort of signed up for Twitter, like everyone else everyone else seems to at the moment. And I sort of met loads of interesting people, some IBMers and some who were unknown to me. And we all got talking, and everyone was sort of chatting about this current cost thing that was going on at that time. And I'm a bit of a technology geek, and I sort of wanted to get a bit more involved with that side of things. So I purchased the first device, just sort of get my hands on some of the data that was available. And it was just sort of cool to start with, to see like sort of lights going on and off, and the costs, how much it costs you to turn the fridge freezer off, things like that. And,
yeah.
And I
hope you don't turn the fridge freezer off, because all your food would melt.
Always have fun every now and then, But yeah, so I like quite a lot of other sort of current costers. That sort of, after a bit of time, it sort of becomes a bit of an addiction to keep your base rate as low as possible.
Yeah.
I did a bit of research into how we could sort of look at automatically identifying some of the different resources around my house, and that sort of worked for a while before I became too busy to play with it anymore.
So that's about trying to work out which particular devices are coming on at particular times, is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you mean?
Things like, that's my washing machine, it sort of can flag up that your washing machine on, so you can identify what it is in your house at any point that's turned on or off, so so you can see during the day with a graph of your house what it is that is costing you the most money. You can do things like you'll be able to provide totals for how much your washing machine cost you that month, or how much your lights cost you that month, that sort of thing. It's a bit of a funny thing to try and do, really, but it does sort of work with some of the bigger items in the house.
Right.
So that was interesting, but my wee son was born not so long ago, and I think that really sort of struck home to me, sort of it's sort of our duty almost to make sure that we leave the planet in a sort of suitable place for those to follow us, I guess. Absolutely.
Okay, brilliant. So look forward to seeing you at Home Camp 09, and thank you very much for talking to us today. That was really fantastic.
No problem, thank you.
All right.